Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and I want to give you guys my live recap to the Chicago Bulls versus New York Knicks game that got wrapped up a couple of minutes ago, around a half hour ago, actually. So I've been trying to digest this game. Another heartbreaker for the New York Knicks. We're coming off with Brooklyn Nets. We felt like we should have won that game in the end. And then once again, we fall short to a team where we were losing by as many as 21 points. We cut the lead. We go all the way to take the lead eventually, and the Knicks fall short in the end. A game at the Garden where we easily could have won late in that fourth quarter. But man, I got a lot to get into in this video, guys. So a lot of things that I have to get off my chest, whether it's the terrible start to this game or it's the officiating. I'm not going to be that Knicks fan that's going to blame the officials for this loss. But at the end of the day, it's absolutely astronomically ridiculous of what's going on with the officials recently, especially that Taj Gibson ejection. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Him getting his second, offensive foul in the span of 2 plays, and then Gibson gets a tech, and then he just, punches the air, and then he throws him out of the game. Absolutely terrible. Just a soft play from the officiating. Even Mike Breen was fed up, and every single Knicks fan should be pissed off about that. But I want to talk about everything I saw in this game, guys. So welcome into the video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. And make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button for your boy. I would greatly appreciate that as well because, these Knicks are driving us crazy, guys. The Knicks are playing with our hearts. I know you guys are relating to everything that I'm saying right now. It's not easy to be a Knicks fan. They just love making these heartbreakers real for us. So let's get right into it, guys. So starting off with the first quarter, what a nightmare. I could not believe what I was watching. We had 8 total turnovers as a team in the first quarter. The Bulls outscored us 37-19. That's what the score was going into the second quarter. And I forgot to mention the injuries in this game. RJ Barrett misses his first game of the season, and RJ Barrett misses his first game in 2 years. Actually, RJ did not miss a game all of last season. So we were down RJ, we were down Nerlens Noel, and then we were down Taj Gibson because he goes out after the first couple of minutes. And it was just really frustrating to watch. But that first quarter, the Knicks looked absolutely atrocious. They were getting destroyed. I think the turnovers was really what was happening. I feel like the officiating was so bad, and that got to the Knicks frustration-wise. Our minds were not in the right spot. Emmanuel quickly goes in to be the starting guard in this spot when RJ Barrett was down. So it's interesting to see what IQ could do. He got off to a slow start, but then he got back into rhythm, and he, in that third quarter, absolutely exploded. But in this game, guys, Julius Randle had a really good game. And I know some people are going to, hate on Randle, and there's a lot of things he needs to work on as well. This wasn't a perfect game for Julius Randle, but, when at the end of the day, Julius Randle's got to hit those free throws, because if it wasn't for Randle in this game, we would not even have came back. But at the end of the day, he did miss those free throws at the end, which made us lose. So it's really frustrating. And also, Julius had 7 total turnovers. You cannot have 7 turnovers as an individual player. And Randle said it in himself in the press conference that that's absolutely inexcusable. So luckily, he's holding himself accountable. But what I've noticed from Julius Randle recently is he's attacking the paint way more. He's putting his head down. He's going into the paint and bullying people. He actually did not shoot 1 3-pointer in this entire game. So he's not trying to rely on his jump shot. And I didn't really see him take a lot of mid-range jump shots as well. The only mid-range shot that I took him take is, those, fadeaway baby jump shots within the paint or baseline. He's not really pulling up from the perimeter as much as he's been last year in the beginning of the season. And Julius Randle put up a pretty good stat line: 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, an efficient 14 of 21, 2 block shots. And obviously the missed free throws is terrible. He was 2 for 5 from the line and 7 turnovers. That's got to be cleaned up. But at the end of the day, for Julius to really get back to his roots of attacking the paint, being a bully down low, I think that's a really good sign for Julius Randle, turning on another gear for the rest of the season. Because, guys, remember, we're 11-11. The first 20-plus games is under the books. We're a 500 team right now. There's a lot of things that's going to be worked on, and it's a long season. The season's not even close to being over. Last year, we were below 500 by 3 games, even way more into the season than where we're at right now. So I'm not too concerned. A lot of things are going to be changing throughout the season. But at the end of the day, I really feel like Julius Randle is, getting back to his roots of attacking the paint. And overall, I like what I saw from Julius in this game. His effort was there. His body language wasn't off. He was driving, making the right passes. But at the end of the day, he was sloppy with the ball at times for sure. And you also got to give the Chicago Bulls a ton of credit, guys, because DeMar DeRozan, man, were we all wrong about DeMar DeRozan. I wasn't one of those Knicks fans that was hating on him in free agency and saying that he's a bum and the Knicks shouldn't be interested in him. I actually had some interest in him. But Wow, he looks like prime MJ on the Bulls with his mid-range jump shots. Every time he pulls up from three, every time he pulls up from the midi, it looks like it's going in every single time. Zach LaVine's also a baller. Alex Caruso's a pest on the defensive end. And then Vucevic was just wide open from three every single time, and he cashed it every single time. So the Bulls are unfortunately a really good team. But at the end of the day, I do think the Knicks match up well against them. And I feel like we do have a chance to beat them later on in the season. And, we beat them the first meeting. The second one, we fell short. And then this one, we almost got the dub. But we just need to learn that we cannot get down bad early on in these games. Because if you guys remember the Brooklyn Nets game on Tuesday night, we were down by a lot of points and then we had to fight our way back. And I feel like it's really exhausting for this Knicks team to always be down, having to fight their way back. That's not good. It's either that we're up big and we blow leads, or we're down big, we have to come back. There's never just a nice, easy, stress-free game from this New York Knicks. But I want to give a quick shout out to Mitchell Robinson, because I feel like we saw the best stretch of Mitchell Robinson so far this season. In that third quarter, he was a big reason why the New York Knicks had that comeback. His defense was relentless. He was crashing the rebounds. He had a crazy blocks. How many did he have? Mitch had 5 blocks in total. So shout out to Mitchell Robinson. He had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. He also was 3 for 3 from the free throw line, which is great to see from Mitchell Robinson. I just feel like he deserves a lot of credit. He had a really good, approach to this game. And he had a lot of energy in 29 minutes of action. He had to do a lot with the Taj Gibson ejection. And then Emmanuel quickly, subbing in for the injured, or not injured, the sick RJ Barrett. He had a really crazy game. IQ was the spark plug in that third quarter. He scored like 6 points in a matter of 20 seconds. He was hitting crazy shot after crazy shot. He did not have the most efficient night from the field, but he did finish with 15 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals, and shooting 6 of 17 from the field, and 3 of 9 from downtown. So Emmanuel quickly, I like him shooting the ball a lot. He's a guy that he's either hot or he's cold. There's no in the middle with Emmanuel quickly. So at the end of the day, I love what I saw from IQ in the starting role tonight. He's very aggressive. Evan Fournier, I feel like he had a better game as well. 16 points, 6 of 14, 4 steals for Evan Fournier. He was getting in the passing lanes a ton. He was being pesky on defense. I feel like all those steals low-key came in the third quarter, because that's where this Knicks team is all about, guys. The identity of the squad is defense, and that's why we came back in that third quarter. We outscored them 32-20, is because when you get stops and you create turnovers, it creates easy shots for us on the other side of the ball. And I feel like that's where we've been lacking so far this season. And I really love what I saw from Evan Fournier tonight. Alec Burks, obviously, he's a starting point guard ever since Kemba Walker came out of the rotation. Tonight was definitely not Alec Burks' night. He really got all of his points from the free throw line. He had 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 3 of 10 from the field, but he was 9 of 10 from the free throw line. So he did get to the line a lot. And that's really the starters. And then D Rose had a lot of turnovers tonight. 3 turnovers is not that many, but it came at really bad times. And D Rose missed that clutch 3-pointer late in that fourth quarter. But D Rose did his thing, of course. He's going to put up numbers. He's always going to have a good stat line. 16 points for D Rose, 6 dimes, 4-6 from the field. Obi Toppin in limited minutes, only 18 minutes of action, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 4-6 from the field. Even Kevin Knox got some action tonight, and he even had a 3-pointer. So overall, guys, this was definitely a disappointing loss from the New York Knicks. It's really tiring that they continuously get down big time all game long, and then they have to fight their way back, claw their way back, and then they fall short in the end. But, man, it really is frustrating. Shout out to everybody tuning in the chat, guys. I appreciate you tuning in to my post-game live. Smash that thumbs up button if you're not already, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, because I feel very sad about tonight, and I know you guys do as well. It's very frustrating that this Knicks team continuously cannot get the job done late in that fourth quarter. The defense got to be there, the rebounding. We just got to get a clutch guy to step up. And I really love what I saw from Randle tonight. I'm not going to say he had a bad game tonight by any stretch of imagination. 30 points, 12 boards, 6 dimes, and 2 blocks. But Julius Randle does have to hit those clutch free throws at the end of the day, and he also has to tune down those turnovers. So it seems like the Knicks are really missing out on that one guy that's going to, lead us all the way. Julius Randle's trying to be that guy, but at the end of the day, it looked like Randle was a single man tonight. Nobody really stepped up besides Julius Randle. This is our first game without RJ Barrett, so they had to, adjust who's going to be that guy. Alec Burks wasn't there. Fournier and Quickly both were pretty inefficiently, but they did put up numbers. But at the end of the day, we need somebody else to step up besides Julius Randle if we're going up against a team, the Chicago Bulls, that has both DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine that averages 25+ points per game. And they also have Vucevic, who's a guy that can put up 20+ points with ease. So, Randle was clutch tonight in terms of, fighting our way back. I love his energy, but the free throws hurt. And yeah, guys, that's really my thoughts. It's a really frustrating loss. As you guys can see, I'm rattled right now. My brain's everywhere. I'm pretty pissed off, as you guys can see. But man, I am tired. And I wanted to go live and talk about the Knicks because I love interacting with you guys in the chat. And it sucks. It really sucks. But guys, I just want to remind everybody that this is not the end of the season. And the New York Knicks, at this point last year, we were below 500. So it's going to be a long season. I really strongly believe that, when it comes to January, February, March, one of those months, we're going to get hot and we're going to go on a big win streak. I genuinely believe that because I believe that this team is all about getting continuity and chemistry together. And that only happens with time. That's exactly what happened last year. If you guys remembered, we were below 500 by 3 games. I think our record was I don't remember the exact wins and losses, but we were 35 and 38 or something like that. And then we beat the Grizzlies, and then we go on a 9-game winning streak, and that really sparks us up on the top of the Eastern Conference playoff race, and then we finish with the 4th seed. So a late season surge is going to happen. I genuinely believe that. I'm not saying we have to wait that long for it to happen, but if we can float around 500, hopefully we can escape and get at least 2 games above 500. That'll be huge. We got a 3-game stretch right now that we're going up against the Nuggets, the Spurs, and the Pacers. So it's going to be tough to see what we can do in these next 3 games. But man, this is going to be a tough stretch for the New York Knicks. So guys, please leave a comment down below your thoughts about this game in the comments after the stream is all wrapped up. I appreciate you guys either tuning into this stream live or if you're watching it on replay. I really do appreciate all the support, guys. No matter what the Knicks will be doing, heartbreaking or making us happy, I'll be making videos through it all. So, guys, I appreciate all the love. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It means a lot to the channel. And I love you guys. I really do. Let's go, Knicks. We'll be here to the end, guys. We here. Let's go, Knicks. Don't lose your